Hi, guys. Welcome to AFL 2020. Obviously, I hope you're all safe and sound, practicing your social distancing, all that jazz. And anyway, welcome to the league. So, this is not like any other time that we have ever been in. So, my personal goal is that we will not have any owner have to quit due to any financial consequences of this global pandemic. So there's a saying in the Army, and it applies to when you're running or, in PT, or it applies to when you're attacking a target on the battlefield. And it's that you are only as fast as your slowest soldier. So, with that, kind of taking that mantra or thinking of that mantra, we are going to plan for the worst this year and hope for the best. And obviously, we just have to be flexible. So obviously, the worst is the NFL doesn't even play. And honestly, at this point, it wouldn't surprise me if that happens. And then obviously, we'll hope for the best. If the worst happens and there is no season, we will follow what the NFL does. Maybe they will just transfer all of those contracts over to next year. Well, that's cool. If they do that, we'll do that as well. If they advance those contracts to the next year, we'll do that also. If they play a full season and it starts on time, we can do that as well. However, we've got to be flexible and just not make any financial decisions now. So, with that going forward, we're going to just kind of forego any of the deposits that we've enacted the past couple of years, and we're just going to be flexible and wait until we find a little bit more about what's going to happen with the season. So again, getting back to, we are not going to have an owner quit due to financial consequences of a global pandemic. I know we have some owners who work in the food service industry. I know we have some owners who work in the arts. I work for a software company, and we just let go 10% of our workforce the other day. And we sell to local and county governments, and local and county governments get their revenue from a percentage of the economy, and the economy just crashed. So I don't know if I'll have a job come the NFL season. So, with that being said, if there is an NFL season, we all need to be flexible. So, what does that mean? Again, worst case scenario, maybe we all just play this season for free. Obviously, within the game, we can still recognize the salary cap and all that, but maybe we don't put money at all into the pot. When you're out of work, $140 can go a long way and buy a lot of groceries and baby food and diapers. So if that's what we need to do, that's what we will do. Obviously, best case scenario is everybody is working and we just play like we always do when we put the $140 into the pot. And then there's kind of somewhere in between. Maybe we just put 10 or 20 bucks into the pot and the winner takes all. Maybe we just play it like a 50% league. Typically 100% of the salary cap goes into the pot. Well, maybe we just do a percentage. 50% of it goes into the pot, and the winner wins half as much as they normally would. Or again, if we have an owner or two that can't afford to pay and everybody else can afford to pay, maybe we could do that, and the winner wins a percent, or excuse me, and if the an owner who doesn't pay wins, maybe they get a percentage of that, and everybody else gets refunded, or that gets rolled over to the next league year. The point is we have to be flexible. We have months to decide. This whole thing, it just changes every day, every week, so on and so forth. So ultimately, we will not have any owner quit due to the financial repercussions of this global pandemic. And we will be flexible, and we will be transparent, and we will work through this together. With that being said, congratulations to Dan Minnick of the Tortugas del Ninjas for winning last year. That is the third AFL Bowl for Dan, and that he's second in all time in the championships, next to Jared from the Quiet Assassins, who has 4 AFL championships. So congratulations to Dan. So let's talk about our tentative timeline here for 2020. Last year, we started a new off-season timeline that basically moved the start of the the season from March 1st up until the NFL draft. Now, due to the new changes in the new collective bargaining agreement that just came out this year, I'm a little late in getting the league started, and obviously the NFL draft has passed. So again, I do apologize for that, but there's some really cool changes in the new CBA, and I wanted to make sure that those got implemented this year. So because of that, our new AFL Day 1 will be Sunday, May 3rd. So if we look here, the NFL is scheduled to hold their Hall of Fame game on August 6th. So that means that our AFL draft will be on August 6th. And kind of that deadline day, that Sunday before where your tags are due, etc., is going to be Sunday, August 2nd. One thing to point out, the new collective bargaining agreement means that your prior season's fifth-year option declarations have to be done at this time. So any of your players that are eligible for fifth-year options this year must be declared by August 2nd. And then the rest of the timeline is going to pass as normal. However, obviously, we're in this global pandemic. There are no sports, whatever. So if we come to a consensus that maybe we want to move that AFL draft deadline up to July 6th, I would be completely open to that. Again, we don't have to decide that today. So this is a tentative timeline. Obviously, we can push some of these dates back, into July if we want to. Again, just because we're bored, because there's no sports. So again, we can just play this all by ear. So, getting on to some new news in the league, we are going to have a new owner, John from El Norte Madeiras. He's got a future brother-in-law who lives up here in Minneapolis, and his name is Vinny, and he's going to be taking over the Hermit the Frog franchise. So John and I are going to get him up to speed on all of the trials and tribulations of this league, and he's going to be a great active owner. He's a big football fan. He's a big fantasy guy. And he hasn't even been in this league yet, and we've told him all about it. So anyway, you're going to be seeing Vinny on the site. Obviously, reach out to him and make him feel welcome. My original plan for this video was simply to congratulate Tortugas and then take another 5 to 10 minutes to discuss some of the changes that we're going to make this year. Obviously, I just wanted to explain that whole Tom Brady snafu at the end of last season. That was really the result of a mistake that I made with some of my rules. And then my mistake led to a possible fantasy shenanigan situations where a team could obviously jack up a player's price and screw with the tags prices. But again, that was all my fault as commissioner. So basically, I made an executive decision just to prevent any of that. And I just wanted to explain that. And then all of a sudden, bam, global pandemic, and during that, the NFL and the Players Association come to terms with the new collective bargaining agreement. So what I'm going to do is make a series of videos, and I'm going to put them down below in the message board that's going to be entitled What's New in 2020. I will sticky that at the top of the message board. So that means if you click the View Message Board link, that should always be near the top of the message board. Without getting into too much detail right now, the new collective bargaining agreement makes the players a lot more money. So I know that's not going to make you guys happy, but we are an NFL replication league, so we're going to have the players make more money here in the NFL, in the AFL. So as always, that's going to lead to some interesting discussion. So anyway, welcome to 2020. Welcome Vinny if you see him on the site. Check out the videos below on the message board. Comment, like, describe, all that bullshit. But obviously, most importantly, be safe. We're all in this together, and we'll get through it together. And we're going to be flexible regarding entry fees, some of those dates on the timeline, etc. But the number one goal this year is we are not going to have an owner quit because of any financial repercussions of this global health crisis. See you guys.